question and answer, and I'll answer
Oh, okay. There we go. I'm
questions.
like,
Yay!
hi.
That
I
helps
had
you
to change
start.
my phone.
That's okay. Look, I was here just taking questions and answering. I wasn't going to give up on you. I said, she's going to find a way because she's a hustler. She's a businesswoman. She's going to
You
find a
know
way
it.
to get on here. So I
Right.
said, I'll just talk to the people. I said, she'll be on here.
Right. I was like, thank you. Do you
Right.
understand? I love
Absolutely.
the hair.
Well, thank you, but thank you everyone for your questions, and go and follow me on my page, and I'll be glad to answer more questions. And also my website is livingtruelivingyou.com. Looking so all right, perfect. So I was just answering question and answer. But how are you, beautiful?
I'm good. I'm great, actually. I'm actually great. How are
You are
you?
good. I am well, and thank you for asking, because most people don't ask that. So thank you.
Oh, that's good.
Look,
I'm loving
they
the
don't ask
lipstick.
it. Thank you.
They don't
Look, they
know.
don't ask to help. They don't ask to help.
They don't. They don't. They just want to get right to it.
Yes,
Listen,
but
that's
I
awesome.
appreciate that. Thank you. You came on here like a ray of sunshine, looking beautiful as well.
Thank you. I
So,
try.
so now everybody, this is Kira Deevah. So in 2018, she created Deevah Entertainment with 2 E's, which is a full service record label that gives independent artists access to global distributions, the global distribution system, and is dedicated, and her dedicated team that provides all aspects of marketing and promotional services. Deevah Entertainment provides a variety of services to a variety of different individuals and business. So you have a record label, you have a
Right.
podcast, you're a content creator. So you are
Correct.
all in social media, music, business. Tell me how all of this came about. So were you a podcaster first? Were you a content creator first? Let's jump
I
right in.
started as like a co-host. I started as actual like a model for like online magazines
Mm-hmm.
when I was like 17 or 18. But that route I didn't want to really take. I felt like I was more than just a pretty face. So I then created my own talk show. Well, it's like a talk show, radio show back in 2006, 2015,
Mm-hmm.
called the Kira Deevah Show. And with that platform, I was wanting to create a platform for, I've seen so many artists throughout my journey in this business needed proper promotion, and that they didn't have that. And that's why I
Mm-hmm.
created my own team to help bring those dreams into reality. That
Mm-hmm.
was back in 2016 is when I started.
So you made
But
your
then
own way.
I made my own way because no one took me seriously. They always, oh, well, they didn't see the vision that I had, and I just never gave up on myself. So that's the reason why I'm here today. I'm glad that I made that decision today. I'm really glad because
And I think that that's a key point. I don't want to skip over that, because sometimes people won't provide the space for you for whatever reason. So you got to kick down the door and make your own space and make a way for yourself. And you did that. Like, who taught you that? Like, how did you know that, you know what, I'll just do it myself?
I had
Well,
a legal background, so that helped
mm-hmm,
me. I went to school for law. I was
mm-hmm,
a legal assistant for
mm-hmm,
the public defender's office in Newark. So
mm-hmm,
I had that background. I think
mm-hmm.
that gave
Wait,
me the push.
You're a Jersey girl?
Yeah, I'm from Patterson, New
Me,
Jersey. Yeah.
I'm a Jersey girl too.
Oh,
I
you
live in
know.
Maryland.
Okay.
Okay, but go ahead.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
I guess
Jersey
my
always got
legal
to
back.
give each other shout outs.
Oh, Jersey is it. Okay, Jersey is where it's at because we don't stop.
Right.
Yeah. So my legal background basically pushed me forward. I didn't have the support that I was looking for growing up because no one ever. I felt no one would be my passion or my dreams. So I used my legal background to like push my way to get into certain doors that people wouldn't allow me to get in. Like they said, okay, you're a pretty girl. You can model for us. You can be in a video, but we don't need you to, do certain things. So I said, okay, you're going to need me sooner or later. So I
Mm-hmm.
created my own platform. They started coming to me. I didn't have to run to anybody because they came to me. So
Wow.
that was really.
But what was that? What was that passion? Like, what was that drive? What did you want to do, and people weren't giving you that platform? What was it that you wanted to do?
Well, at 17, 18, when I started, I wanted to just be, I didn't have the actual idea what I wanted. I just wanted to be in the industry. I knew that I had this ability and gift to do something, but I didn't have that quite push to really figure out what I wanted to do. So I was like going to different podcasts, helping other, you know, celebrity guests on their platform, helping them build their brand. And I felt like I needed to build my own brand. But no one gave me the like push or drive. I just felt it in myself.
You felt that. That's that Jersey in you, girl. That's that Jersey in you.
And you know, I felt it's the Jersey, but I just felt like I wish I would have had that type of support. Yeah. And I didn't have that. Yeah. And it takes strength to even, you know, believe in yourself to keep going.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because, you know, sometimes it is sweeter. It's better if you do have that driving force behind you and pushing you to your success. But then it's also sweet when you know that you were the only one that believed in what you wanted to do, and you were able to see it through to fruition. So what advice would you give another young woman who might want to do something and they might not feel as bold as you to go on and do that? Right. What advice would you give them?
You are enough. You are enough. Be one within yourself. Stay grounded, meditate, you know, talk to your higher power. I think, you know, most women in this industry, they don't believe they're enough as within themselves. They feel like they have to show their body or, you know, be a certain way to get this certain attention. But if you just believe in yourself, I feel like you can move mountains. Yeah. And just be real within yourself.
Yeah. Basically. And that's so important. And then also by you doing what you're doing, you're an example, you know, to them, like saying, okay, I can do it. If Kira did it, I could do it. So did you first start with your podcast? Was that the first thing? I know you were helping other people, but your podcast jumped off? Okay.
I started with my podcast. And then from there, the guests wanted me to continue helping them. I saw a vision within them. I believe in my guests more than they believe in themselves. So I started pushing them, like, you should do this, you should do that to help expand your brand. And then they wanted to join my team. And then I created my record label, which I didn't think I could be able to do that. I honestly, I'm like, how did I become an owner of a record label? You know what I'm saying? And then they come to me for everything. And I have a huge team that I can't, you know, deny my team. My team is huge. And it's not just, it's not me doing all the hard work, but I have a promotional team, I have a marketing team, I have people who actually review the music, I have a recording team, I have everything so that the artists can actually use my team to take their brand to the next level.
Wow. I think that's, I mean, you said a whole lot right there. So you started off with your podcast, and the people that you were going to, they weren't responding, and now you are the go-to person. Like, they come to you and you don't even have to chase them. What does that feel like? That you don't even have to chase it, they're coming.
I feel like people should treat people well the first time, because once they realize what you can do, they feel like they bite their tongue. They're like, you know, I can't believe I shut you down before. Yeah. How can we work today? And it's like, no, you should see my DMs. All these blue checks, like, oh, you know, I would reach out to people to support their brand, and they would, oh, at least for this, can you do this? Can you be on my arm? You know, can you come to dinner with me? Or, like, I don't need that. Wow. What I need is to work. So now they're like, oh, I wish I would have, you know, took you seriously back then. Like, oh, I'm good now. I don't really need anything now.
But look at the position that God put you in, that you didn't have to write all the time, sincerely, because you were going after this. And when you paused and said, you know what, you know, I trust that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm just going to take that leap of faith. And then now they're coming to you. So already, you know, Lit Stage said, do you sign artists? So these are my co-hosts, so they'll help it move along. But let's first understand.
I do sign artists. We have about 10 artists signed to my label, but I do help over 200 other brands, you know, over 200 brands and throughout my career with their brands. Artistry is basically, but we do sign artists. I'm not really looking to sign artists. We have a, you know, team already, but if your work is, you know, great, we will review it. Basically, we'll go from there. But we have a distribution team as well. We do. We have the whole package, basically.
Wow. So what kind of artists do you have on your record label? Is it just R&B? Is it rap? Is it rock? Like, what is it? What are the genres that you?
We have pop, R&B,
Hmm.
and hip hop as of right
Okay.
now. We're looking to expand, so I do want Christian, and country as well,
Hmm.
because we have a market
Hmm.
for that. But we're looking to
Yeah.
expand, but we're actually, we have to review the music as well. We can't just pick
Yeah.
anybody, but we have if you want like certain type of certain type of how can I say this, certain type of work done, you can go on our website. We can do like the artwork design if you want to actually get certain things done,
Hmm.
artwork distribution. If you want, recording location, we have that in New York, Connecticut, and Atlanta. We have
Hmm.
studios, and Pennsylvania as well. Recording
Oh,
studios.
so
We have
where's your home base? And then you said you have
New
other
York.
studios. So your home base is
Yes,
New York, and then you have
yes.
4 or 5 other studios across the country?
We have partnerships with other entrepreneurs as well. So it's like my network of entrepreneurs. I send my artists to them. So it's like a network. It's a team based network.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it works. So they're not hassled to just work with just me. I encourage my artists to network as much as possible because
Yeah.
I'm not looking to keep you stuck. I want you to advance.
Yeah.
And so that's why I say do what you want to do. You don't have to sign with me, but you can work together to which way you want to go.
Yeah,
And that's
and
how.
I think it's so important, and you just made a good point. It's so important to have a good team around
Yeah.
you, and that's been the theme. I just did, you're the third interview I did back to back today, and that is really the common thread of what we all were talking about is just having a good team behind you because people see the face, but they don't see the whole team that's behind you, helping you get to where you are. How important is it for you to have a strong team with you?
It's so important because some days I don't feel, I'm a mom of two. I
Hmm.
don't feel like doing certain things sometimes. And I know like I don't feel like promoting every day, but I know my team will get the job done. I
Yeah.
don't feel like, doing the normal, meeting with certain artists, my team will get it done. If I can't make it to a photo shoot, I know that I have an assistant that will actually go to the shoot for me,
Yeah.
if I can't get there. So it's just
Yeah.
teams are important. I think you have to actually work with people. Don't have them work for you. Once you work
Yeah.
with people, you see the difference.
Yeah. And I
And
think that
that's
that's
where I
that's a
am.
great point. That's a great point. Because they're working with you because you all have a common goal in business, and you treat them
Shout out to
differently, and they treat
Brian.
you differently when you work with them.
Right.
You said shout
Exactly.
out. Go
Shout
ahead.
out to
Give you.
Grind Hard. Grind Hard. That's one of my promoters. He has his own promotional company as well, Grind Hard Promotion. So shout out to him. He's in what is it, Connecticut? Yeah, shout out
Okay,
to
so
him.
teamwork make the dream work. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So you had somebody on here I wanted to ask you about, and then someone asked you hire musicians because he's a keyboardist, the lit
Yes, we
stage.
do. We do because we do have a live studio as well. It's in Lyndhurst, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
A studio where we have people come in there to actually practice live, and we record there. So yes, we are looking for studio. For musicians as well. Listen, this is a network, so it's not like we need you. Like we can all work together to
Yeah,
make this vision grand. That's how I see it.
yeah.
I
Let's
don't know.
talk about.
I feel like no one's
Go ahead.
doing what I'm doing. So it's like it's hard to really explain this in a way that people understand it.
So
You
let's talk
understand?
about that. What do you mean? Because I know the music industry has changed. It's
Right.
not like what it used to be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and so on ago. But you said no one is doing what you're doing. What are you doing that's so different, that's groundbreaking, that you can actually say that and it be true?
I have a record label that promotes that's more into marketing and promotion. Like we
Mm,
can distribute your music into where it needs to be, but we will promote you like you're on our team. Like you don't have to really just sign with us. We'll promote you
mm-hmm.
like as if you're a part of us, and we won't stop until you win.
Yeah,
And to get you where you need to be. I think that's what makes me different. And I'm like a one woman like machine,
yeah.
so to say.
Yeah, but you
So that makes a
definitely
difference.
seem, have you always been so driven? Because you definitely seem driven and ambitious. Is that always been a part of who you are, or did you learn to be that way because you had to?
I learned to be that way because I had to.
Mm.
I felt alone most of my time growing up. I grew up in Bridgeville, South Carolina, in a
Mm-hmm.
mixture of Patterson, New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
in a single parent household. But
Mm-hmm.
I left out of my mom's house around like 16.
Mm-hmm.
So since there, I've been on my own, and like literally. And I guess when you don't have nobody to rely on but yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to go down. You're going to keep going up. So I just kept pushing forward, and I had no choice but to. And I had two kids. My kids now are like 10 and one is 10 and one is 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't let them down. So I
Yeah.
had to build a legacy for them.
Yeah. And I think that that's so important. It's just so, how important is it to have that legacy and to have generational wealth, that you're building something so your kids can eat, your kids can eat, and so on and so on. How important is that to you to have that for your children?
It's very important. I see the way this world is today. Everything is a little bit digital, and everything is little, virtual school. So it's like things are changing, and what used to be is not no longer the same anymore. So you have to build your kids from the ground up and to evolve with the times. And I'm
Yeah.
showing my children now that whatever they want to do, they can do. They have to work hard for it,
Yeah.
and it's not going to come easy. But if you have the drive, you can get there. You can get
Yeah.
there.
So when
And
you
I don't
talk
think
about,
don't give up.
go ahead.
No, I'm done. I'm done. I said, don't give up.
Oh, no, that needed to be said, because there's somebody on here right now that might be fighting for their dream, or there's something that they want and they feel like they've done everything. No one will give them a shot. They tried to kick the door
Mhm.
down and now they're like giving up on their dreams. So go further into that, the importance of really staying with it and creating your own space. How important is that for people to do that? Someone that's giving up right now or thinking about it.
Um, Stay grounded. I would say go deep within. You have to. I would say meditate. Get to a level where you can be one within yourself, so that you can really feel who you are, and then whatever you feel, you can take that to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Um, don't listen to the naysayers because they're going to be there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just have tunnel vision and keep it there. Keep it there.
Yeah, keep
Keep it.
it there. So well,
Keep it
I
there.
talked about earlier that music is changing, and now we're in digital everything. And you talked about
Right.
virtual earlier. What's the
Mm-hmm.
difference? Like, what are you doing with your artists in the digital
Mm-hmm.
space? Like, what are you doing that's creative, that's getting them out there?
We send their music to radio stations globally. We have a distribution team that networks with major labels as far as Sony. We have, what is it? Not Universal as well, that we're working with as far as artists. And we're just giving them the extra. Some people, like our promotional platform design, they don't know who's promoting for them because it's global. So I can have a promoter in UK promoting for my artists. And they're like, who is this? I'm like, don't worry about it. Just accept it and repost what they're doing, because you don't know who a networker team is. So just keep going. I don't know. I just say keep going.
Yeah,
Keep going.
yeah. So you're a beautiful Black woman, and you're heading your own record label, that ultimate Black girl magic, handling your
Yeah.
business, doing what you
And
do. How proud does it make you that you are showing a little brown beauty, somewhere in South Carolina, that they could look exactly like you and do what you do? Where, unfortunately, you have a lot of Black women of all shades not loving their skin, not loving their
mhm.
hair, not loving, the complexion they're in. Does that matter to you when you see another little girl that thinks that they can't? Like, is that something that hindered you think, or helped you?
um, in this industry, I've seen, most people cater to the lighter skinned girls,
Mm-hmm.
preferably the Hispanic or,
Mm-hmm.
Caucasian. I've seen that
Mm-hmm.
numerous times. It does
Mm-hmm.
get to a point where I feel like insecure. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
did feel insecure back
Mm-hmm.
then. But I always believed in myself. And I don't know, maybe just in me, but everybody doesn't have that, ability. But what I
Yeah.
would say to that girl is look in the mirror. Only person that can love you is you the most.
Yeah.
So look in that mirror, believe in yourself and
Yeah.
keep going. That's all I'm gonna keep saying. Keep going. Don't give in. Don't listen to the next person. Keep going, and you will see a difference in yourself. But don't give up on yourself. You're gonna fail at least 20,000 times.
Come
But on
on.
that 20,000, the first time, I'm sure you're gonna get a win. And keep God with you. God is so important.
Say that again. Seriously.
God is so important. People got to become one. I'm telling you, and especially in these times, better get right. I would say quarantine did help me. It's slow down and pull this together. I would say that. Because before quarantine, I was doing the work. I didn't really put it into, fruition until I sat down and really put it together. You know what? I want to just put all this together. I was doing my podcast, and I took a break and did my record label. I wasn't really doing the podcast as much. Then when quarantine came, I just put it all together. So it makes sense to just do both.
Yeah.
And it's been working because I'm getting an abundance of requests. I quit this is full time. This is what I'm doing. This is my brand. This is my life. This is what I'm doing full time.
Okay, wait. So you were working.
Yes.
And then this got so busy and beautiful and blessed that you were able to quit your job. Let's talk about what were you doing and how were you able to make money? Because there's somebody out there like, wait a minute, let me have her inspire me. How were you able to quit your job and to make money doing this? Let's really talk about that.
Oh, okay. So I quit my job, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, I quit my job to actually go full with this, full throttle with this, as far as the record label. My artists from the promotion, we get paid royalties. Artists gets royalties every three months. We get the music sales every month. So that's most of my, the money comes from the royalties. So, and then the marketing, promotion, and whatever services that we provide for the artists. This is full time. I didn't have time to work any other job.
Yeah.
And I had an abundance of requests and uploading music and, make sure the music is mastered. It's a lot of work on the back end.
Wow. So you have a big roster of artists?
I have a big roster that potentials I do, but I'm not looking to sign artists with me for, like solely with me, because I have a lot of people that I'm working with and doing business for. So if you're signed with me, you may have to be put on the back burner for at this particular time, because I'm not really, I can push you as much as I can as of right now, but I can't really put too much energy into it. As far as like working with just one artist, I have to. Right now, I have a team of people that I'm working with. So
wow.
I really can't.
And do you make money from your podcast as well?
Yes. So it's on. We have ads, things of that nature on Spotify, iHeartRadio. It's all over the platforms. It's everywhere. So it's monetizable.
Yeah.
And my website as well. With SEO. I don't know. I have a person that does that with the SEO marketing. As far as I get checks from that as well. So we have royalty checks. We have with BMI, ASCAP. We have they're coming in. Okay, they're coming in. I'm happy. My artists are getting paid. That's what I care about. Everybody's winning. Everybody's happy.
Yeah. And I think it's so important that you're telling your story and you're doing it. Because there's so many people, and now in this day and age, they don't want to work a 9-to-5. There are a lot of creative people, and like you talked about quarantine, and a lot of people stepped up their game during quarantine. So with quarantine and the pandemic and everyone having to stay put, that kind of fueled them to be more creative or to really put their foot on the gas a little bit more. And you said that happened with you. So how long did it take after you were at home, and I say safe in the house, like, let me go on and use this time and really put this in my business? How long did you chill before you said, you know what, let me get to work?
It was after I left at a very abusive relationship. So that was in August of last year.
Okay.
I decided to leave the relationship because that relationship was holding me back. I'm gonna be honest. That relationship, the person was very insecure and they didn't believe what I believed in. So I felt like once I left that relationship, I'm like, I'm going to do everything I said I wanted to do. And as soon as I did that, my life changed for the better. And the August of last year until December, when I actually created my website, because it was just too much going on. I'm like, I had to create my website to actually get people on to go to one spot, not come to my DMs or my email. When I created the website, I started getting lots and lots of people to request to help with their music and brand.
Wow. So what are you working on now? You have, you constantly create content. You have the record label. You have your podcast. What are you working on now?
Building relationships for the long haul and sustaining them. That's basically what I'm working on now. Keeping it healthy, positive energy with whoever I'm around, and just wanting to win. Like, that's all I'm working on right now. I'm living in I'm really living in my destiny right now, and I'm so happy. I went through so much. I really did.
Let's talk about that, Kira.
Because I really did. I went through a lot.
Let's talk about being in an abusive relationship, right? And how you were saying that was holding you back. And I'm glad that you're talking about it. And thank you for sharing that. And thank you for being vulnerable, because you're really going to touch people. You really are going to touch other women, because a lot of people feel that way. They're in abusive relationships. They feel like they can't get out. And they feel like you said, it's holding them back. What gave you the strength to leave and say, you know what, I want better for myself? What gave you the strength to do that?
This particular relationship wasn't physical. It was emotional.
That's worse sometimes.
Yes, it's very worse. So I was stuck in an illusion, thinking that I was going somewhere and I wasn't. And I was being
gaslighting, the narcissistic behavior.
The gaslighting was a good one for me.
That's psychological abuse.
That relationship was taking me to a place where I didn't want to be anymore, and I outgrown that level. And the person just didn't want to break up with me. Like, I had tried 1,000 times to say, let's just end this, and the person he just wanted to be. He was content with making me being miserable. That's how I felt. Like, I was not happy in the relationship, and he didn't want to break up. So I had to get help. I had to call the cops. I'm being honest with you. I had to call the cops. And that saved my life, That's really saved my life. And from there, I just felt like I was right at my lowest point. I was with them for 4 years. So I was like, at that point, I couldn't get any lower than where I was already at. Mentally. Like, people didn't know what I was going through, because I held it. I hid it very well. But from there, I felt like, you know what? I got to take my power back. And that's what I did. I took my power back. And ladies cannot tell you how important it is to take your power back. No one has the power over you but you and God, okay?
Come on.
And if you're not walking into his destiny, you're not living into his purpose, because what you're doing is for him, then you're not living right. And that's all I can really say. Take your power back and walk into your glory. And don't look back. There's going to be times where you want to look back and like, you know what? It was okay back then.
Walk into your glory.
Walk into it. You got to walk into it, honey, okay?
That's a whole word. That's a whole entire word. Take your power back and walk into your glory. And God got you.
God will take, I feel like once I made that step of just saying I'm done, everything changed for the better. And I think that was God saying, you see, all you had to do was do that. What took you so long?
But it's not always easy to get out of a relationship like that with psychological abuse, because when it's a physical abusive relationships, the wounds heal. Not that they're not affecting you, but that psychological got you questioning your own self, your own abilities, and that's the thing. It has you questioning so much. So then when you're questioning who you are and your abilities, that's what keeps you stuck. And that's where you feel powerless. So that's where you were until you realize that, wait a minute, he didn't make me, God made me, and he can't break me because he ain't God, and I'm built for better.
Yes. But what I also realized, what hurt me the most out of that situation, is that I was under a spiritual attack. And that person did some dark magic on me to keep me there. I didn't know that. And I want women to understand. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
I didn't know that existed. And so I had to really find out certain things. I'm like, wait a minute, you did this to me? And I couldn't believe that person I was with for 4 years would do that to me, to keep me stuck. They see my power, my potential, and they wanted to keep me there. Women do,
because of their
like,
insecurity.
yes, very insecure. Yes. But I suggest to tell a lot of women, like, please look up narcissistic behavior, look up the signs, because they're out there. And you can't tell by the face. You have to really, like, go deep within. But this is my testimony. I went through a lot, okay? A lot of dark things to get to where I'm in now. Yeah. And I just thank God. And it's possible to move forward past a lot of things. So that's all I got to say, guys.
And I'm so proud of you. And as a life coach, I often, post and talk about that, for over 20 years. So when I talk to women and men, I talk about the narcissistic behavior and gaslighting and the psychological abuse and all of that, if I'm talking about that, because a lot of people don't know. And I just had a conversation with a woman yesterday about gaslighting. She was like, well, what is it exactly? So on TikTok, I have a large following over there. I put up examples and I started saying certain things. And then people were like, yeah, I think that's happening, because it's so subtle. If you don't know that it's happening, you know what I'm saying? Then you're thinking, right, when someone tells you something that you see is not happening. If they say, look at the lamp. If you say, look at the lamp right there, and you're looking at the lamp, and they like, there's no lamp over there. Something you need some sleep. Right. Or it's you know how sensitive you are. You probably don't see that. And it starts to like, Dad, do I really see that lamp right there? Do I really feel that way about myself? And that's really, what it is. And I'm so glad that you were able to recognize it. And you said that he had the black magic over you. You want to talk about that quickly so people can understand what you're saying? I
never really told this publicly, so this is my first time really getting it out there.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Okay, so when I first started dating this person, he was like, I thought he was like the guy in my dream. It was like he was always doing everything nice, very sweet, kind. Then after about a year or so into the relationship, I started seeing my life was changing for the worse. I lost my particular job at that time. I lost my car. I lost my home at the time. I was staying with a friend. Like it started getting, worse. I got like 3 car accidents and within 3 months. And then the fast forward to around August, I was introduced. Someone said, are you sure someone's not doing black magic on you? And I said, it doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? And they said, do you have a voodoo doll in your house? And I actually looked around my house and I found the doll. I approached him with it, and he said, oh, it's a family thing. He denied it, denied it, and then he started crying and just acting really erratic. And I'm like, okay, it's over. And he did not want to leave. He did not want to break up with me. He just started, acting crazy. I had to call the police. And he still never gave me an apology. He never admitted it. He just left it as it is. But he knew that I found out the truth. So the illusion was over. It was over, the illusion. So he backed away easily. Once he found out, once I knew about the voodoo doll, it was like he left peacefully. But before, it was all, craziness. I couldn't, you're not leaving me, but once I found the doll, like, he left peacefully. But come to find out, that was a voodoo doll that he had hidden, that he would try to steal my pictures of me and him, put it in his pocket. I don't know what he was doing with it. I don't know, but it was just crazy. I never experienced this. I never did this before. I don't know what this is about. Yeah. But for some, listen.
But you know what? Some people are into so many different things and their backgrounds. I mean, I don't know if, I'm not saying everybody from Louisiana, but was he from like the Creole? Was he from
Africa.
Louisiana? Oh,
he's African.
I've heard that in that culture as well. And of course, we're not saying every African does it. We're not saying everybody, you know, but she's just sharing her experience.
Right. But he didn't have the ability to be vulnerable with me at all about the whole relationship. He was like, he had a wall up. Like, it's like he didn't have any soul. That's how I felt. It was, and then I didn't understand. I didn't understand that. Yeah, that's how I felt with him.
Yeah.
He didn't have a soul.
Well, I'm so glad. And you know what? And you have a big one. So, of course, that was never going to work. I can tell. I can feel your spirit jumping off. You have a sweet spirit, a kind spirit. I can feel that, you know, and everybody, you're welcome. And everybody doesn't have that same. And people don't realize, like, that type of thing is really, it's important. And it really is. It is real to watch the energy that you're around and the people that you surround yourself. And the minute that you were able to rid that kind of spirit in your life, that's when your life began to flourish. So look at God,
I learned.
you know?
Yes. All glory to the God.
Yes.
I'm reading my Bible now. I'm like so into Christ, and I'm reading the Bible start to finish. It's like it changed my life for the better.
Yeah.
Because I'm more focused now.
And that's so awesome.
Everybody goes through something, ladies. I'm gonna tell you, you wouldn't even thought about me. I'm so confident in myself, but I was at my lowest last year. You wouldn't even thought it.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you shared it. It's so important for us to share our stories and to share our truths, because when something happens to you, it's never for you. You know, it's for you to share with other people, so they can be freed of whatever situation they're in. And God chose you because he knew that you're going to be able to make it through to share this. So even though you weren't ready or didn't know if you were going to share this, God worked right through you, and you shared it. So you helped somebody, trust me. It's over 70 people on here right now, and it was even a little more before. So think about it. Somebody said they want to be just like you. Jesus Hull said, I want to be just like you. Please keep inspiring. You know, you're getting a lot of positivities. You are so unique. The thumbs up. God gives you the power, the hearts, you know.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's just beautiful. So just know that, you know, you sharing it wasn't in vain. And I'm glad that I was the one that you shared it with, you know.
You brought it out. You had that ability. I already see. You're so sweet and stuff. I'm not know you already. Like, just talk about it. Yeah, but someone needed, because I wish someone would have told me. But I'm glad it happened.
Yes, and I thank you, and I appreciate you saying that about me, because I feel that as soon as you came on, I could feel it, you know, and I see a big, like, what you're doing now is amazing, but you haven't even really gone to where God's about to take you. You haven't. This is the tip of the iceberg.
I believe so. I really believe so. I'm humbled by this experience. I really am.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful.
Yeah. Because you're doing
more
it
Black
right.
women out here.
Yeah. Because you're doing it right. You're doing it right because you're learning from your mistakes. You know, you're following the cues and signs of what you have to do. And most importantly, you know, you're giving God all the glory, and you're really talking about him and lifting him on this platform and in this way. So how can he not, you know, continue to bless you? And you said the minute that you had to learn that lesson. So you had to be there. You had to learn it. But when that was up, it was up. And like you said, he left peacefully, and now you started thriving. Before you were just barely surviving, and now you're thriving.
Right. And when it hurt it, because I feel like 4 years was wasted. I couldn't believe that I don't know. It hurted a lot.
No, it wasn't wasted. It was an education. That was an education. You go through 4 years of college, honey. That was your education.
Of life. Oh, I'm much more sharper now. I don't even have time.
Yeah.
I'm tunnel vision. You got to come direct with me. Look, I'm not playing. I'm serious about it.
I see you, girl. I see you.
I am not playing.
I see you. But I enjoyed this so much, and we definitely have to connect again on a different level in the same platform. You come back here, and we can talk, you know, offline. Definitely connect with me, because I really like your spirit, and I thank you so much they asked me if I wanted to do this interview with you, and I was like, absolutely. And I'm so glad that I got a chance to meet you.
Thank you, and I appreciate you and your platform and everything you're doing out there. And we will talk again. We will be
Yes.
building. I love your energy from the door.
Oh, thank you. Likewise, likewise, likewise. So tell the people how they can get in contact with you, your website, social media, your record label, all of that.
Okay, so the record label is Deevah Entertainment. That's with two Deevah. You can find me at deevahentertainment.com. Kira Deevah on Instagram, info@deevahentertainment.com if you want to email us. Facebook, Kira Deevah. Everything Kira Deevah, you'll find us, okay? That's it.
Deevah with two E's and the Deevah, right?
Yes, Deevah, yes.
Yeah, so that's Kira Deevah. I'm so glad that I waited on this. I said, I know she's a hustler. She's gonna make it do what it do to be on this show today. So I said, I was about to, I can't sing. I was about to tap dance and sing, but I decided to do some life coaching and answer some questions so all of that worked out. And then this conversation just kind of slid right into, what we were talking about. But thank you so much for gracing us with your beauty and in your spirit.
And you have a great night. Thank you all for watching this. Awesome.
Yeah.
Later.
They're saying following everything you do, one day I will reach your level. Some foolishness on here, but we're going to talk about that. Preach, clapping, hearts. So they're loving the conversation, and I love that. Awesome. But thank you, Kira.
Later.
All right, bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching Sheen Talk. This is Kendell Lenice. You guys have an amazing night. And if no one told you you were amazing today, I'm telling you right now. Take care. God bless.